Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission of Lake Zurich for February 18, 2026 at 7 p.m. And the first order would be for the call the roll, please. Colleen?
Commissioner Castillo is absent and excused. Commissioner Giannini is absent. Commissioner Glowaz is present.
He's here.
Commissioner Kovacevic.
Present.
Commissioner Morrison.
Present.
Commissioner Muir is absent and excused. Commissioner Schultz.
Present.
Chairman Stratman.
I'm here. So let the record reflect we will have a quorum for our meeting this evening. So then the next item on our agenda, as always, would be the consideration of minutes and findings of the commission from the last meeting we had, which was December 17th, as we did not have one in January. So are there any comments or corrections to the minutes as submitted?
Nope.
Okay, hearing none. And I would entertain a motion to approve the December 17th, 2025 PZC minutes as submitted to us.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second?
Yeah.
Okay, call the roll, please, Colleen.
Commissioner Schultz.
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic.
Aye.
Commissioner Morrison.
Aye.
Chairman Stratman.
Aye. Good job, Colleen. The minutes are approved as you submitted them to us with no corrections. So we do have a public meeting item on our agenda this evening, and that is going to be a application on 2026-01 for a final plan for the waterfront at Lake Zurich at 173 West Main Street, Block A. This is an application for a final plan for a mixed-use development consisting of 19 single-family townhomes, a commercial building, associated parking areas, and stormwater detention facilities. Staff, can you confirm that the proper notice was provided for this item?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Good, thank you. And can you introduce the applicant to us?
Yes, this evening we have,
Reintroduce, I should say.
pardon me?
Reintroduce, I should say.
Reintroduce, yes. This is Mr. Derek Goodman. If you'd like to come to the podium, of the Huron Group. They are the developers that are working in partnership with the village right now to acquire and redevelop this property with a mixed-use development consisting of 19 townhomes and a commercial site set aside for a restaurant to come in the future. This development received preliminary plan approval last year in September, went through the village board. The village board did approve it. There were a certain number of conditions that were added at that time to the ordinance, one of which had to be modified because it depended on a piece of land, a 6-inch piece of land to the east of the subject property, which at this time neither the village nor the developer could acquire. And so staff has modified its recommendation to continue recommending approval, but with an alternate requirement for landscaping. So here this evening is Mr. Derek Goodman to present his final plan to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Do you have a presentation?
No, it's a public hearing.
I did upload what
Yeah.
submitted.
Just in case there's questions, I think everyone here, just to reintroduce myself, my name's Derek Goodman with the Hearing Group. I think everyone's here for the first meeting. Generally related to the plan, we had proposed 19 townhomes and a commercial parcel with restaurant parking and stormwater facilities. The overall site plan has not deviated tremendously from the initial plan that was reviewed here at the Planning Commission. Happy to answer any questions on that. The primary change, which we had talked about initially, but it's just continued to expand, has been stormwater management and ensuring that the downtown area does not have some of the challenges with stormwater it's had in the past in front of Main Street there, which we've addressed not only with the originally proposed detention, but underground storm trap underneath the parking lot and the commercial facilities to store any additional water that could pop up beyond what is planned from our engineers. So we sort of have a check and balance for extra overflow there as well. I know there was a comment made to staff and the board related to stormwater this week, specifically requesting a geotechnical investigation. As part of our due diligence, for any project that we do, we conduct a geotechnical investigation. We contracted soil and material consultants. They did complete borings to a depth of, I believe it's 150 feet. At that location, there was 12 different borings that were done. So we have very great intelligence as to water levels, the conditions of the soils on the site at different locations, and that all has been taken into account as we design our engineering for the site. So knowing that you guys have been through this presentation once already, I don't want to regurgitate the same thing. I'd rather open it up to you to address any questions or concerns that you may have.
And as a reminder, the purpose of this consideration is to ensure that the final plan that was submitted by the developer is largely in substantial conformance with what was approved as part of the preliminary plan. We found that that is the case. The number of units is the same, the configuration is the same, the layout is largely the same. The final details are being worked out right now with staff and the developer, and that will continue to allow the development to be executed as it was proposed to the village board last September.
And we're only considering the housing at this point?
Yes,
not
only the housing.
Or the,
And a lot
Business.
for the commercial piece that is going to have a restaurant in the future that the developer is actively marketing at this point in time.
okay, and that will come before us when it's time, or?
If there is a substantial departure, otherwise it'll simply be looked at for its architecture, its layout, number of parking spaces, et cetera, and in all likelihood be reviewed administratively by staff.
So Derek, the hunt is still on for that partner for the commercial part of the project? You have a meet-
So no, we've had a tremendous amount of dialogues related to the commercial part. As anyone makes a business decision, and I want to open a restaurant in a specific parcel, they have to make sure that all the everything's ready to go. And at this stage, we can't commit to contract with any third party for the project because we don't have a final plat and an approved project. So following final approval, we do have a list of 8 to 10 different prospective partners that we've been in dialogue with. We'll be working to consolidate that down to the right partner for both the village as well as the structure that needs to be conducted or built there.
I noticed in the packet that we received, the request was made that there be a fence along the property line.
Yes.
And our packet includes a number of shopping list items for fence. Is there a particular fence out of this grouping that you're looking to consider?
There's a 6-foot solid white vinyl fence that would run the full length of the property. It should be one of the first ones on the first or second page.
There's a spec that we provided in your package, but I think your landscape plan only showed the fence on the northerly part of it. So we
Yes.
simply made a condition that it be in areas where there is no landscaping be provided. So if you want to point that out.
Yeah, so this portion will have both a 6-foot solid white vinyl fence as well as arborvitaes will grow upwards of 12, 14 feet, screening out this portion. Unfortunately, there's this 6 foot somewhere in the 1940s when this land was subdivided and resold. The Miansky family hired a surveyor, and back then it was pencil and paper. And there was an alley running through, and they were off by 6 feet when they drew that. So there's a 6-foot piece of land here that actually never had a PIN number, has never paid taxes or anything that we've identified. We've been working to acquire that property, and we'll still continue to work to acquire that property and potentially consolidate it into the subdivision in the future. But it's going to take a tremendous amount of time as the heirs to that property. There's only one remaining. He's in his late 70s living in California, and we're trying to hunt him down still. So in the interim, what we've worked with the staff to do is continue that fence line straight down all the way in this small section of space. You can see here along this retaining wall, we won't be able to have a significant amount of landscaping there. Where we can, towards the bottom, we will, but along the retaining wall, we'll just have that 6-foot fence for screening.
And that was how the conditions in your staff report were also written, so.
That was the yellow part.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Glenn, we'll start with you on that end. Do you have any comment for Derek this evening?
No, not really. Just working. Looks like there's no deviations from previous one. So yeah, nothing to add.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. Scott?
Really, the only question I had was, if I remember correctly, and that could be a challenge. There was a lot of comment about parking and whatnot.
Yep.
I noticed we still had essentially the one added space. Is that to the north? North is, I guess.
North is
it would
straight
be
up.
Okay, that makes sense. To the southeast there, between that 6-foot property that you were speaking of earlier. And then you've got, what, 2 or 3? Right by the entrance. Has there been any consideration to try to squeeze a little bit more in?
Sure. So, we look at, these are attached single-family homes, so we treat them almost like a single-family home where you have a driveway. Each one of these homes has the same exact requirement that a single-family standalone driveway would have of, I think in the Village of Lake Zurich, it's 18 feet, and we're actually at 20 feet if I'm not incorrect. So each of those homes, as shown on this plan, would have parking accommodation for 2 guests. And in the event you have a party, we do have 4 guest parking spaces, in addition to, street parking, as long as you're not blocking somebody's driveway.
Right.
Most of the parking comments were related to the commercial component, where what we've done, we are marketing the commercial parcel as a restaurant parcel. We kind of show here worst case as far as size and number of seats in the restaurant, which required 54 parking spaces in accordance to the zoning code. We have roughly 24 spaces on site. There's 14 spaces which we have not accounted for, obviously in front of Main Street, which is public parking. And then we're gonna have off-site parking across the street at 83 West Main Street, where we're renting the parking lot for the 95% vacant commercial building that's there.
Gotcha.
We're also looking in the future to collaborate with the city to expand parking downtown.
Okay.
And Derek, under the agreement the parking agreement you have with that property now, if something happens to that property, it still continues on, right? The parking agreement stays with you?
Correct. The parking agreement can be transferred, so in the event we sell the commercial parcel, that would transfer to whomever owns that commercial parcel, and they would have that agreement. That agreement, I believe, goes for a period of 5 years from the date we actually get a certificate of occupancy for the commercial facility. Just knowing how approvals work, I imagine if this was approved March 2nd, it might take 3 or 4 months to get the property under contract, have conceptual drawings to come before the staff and whomever's doing the architectural review, permitting, building. We're looking at probably a 1.5 years minimum before we get a certificate of occupancy for that establishment. And then they'd have roughly, 3.5, 4 years to figure out, maintain that requirement.
Okay. Thank you for that. Hildy?
No, I really don't have anything. You don't have a broader picture that shows where the parking agreement, where the lot is. I know it's,
I don't have it here.
It is north and east
Yeah.
at 83 West Main Street. So that is immediately west of what we commonly refer to as Block B.
okay.
Yeah, we'll have to pull an aerial.
Yeah,
I don't think we have an aerial on
Google
our
Earth work on it?
presentation. If you
Well,
have
you've got the
Google
new-
Maps, I
got
think
the-
that would help.
You've got the vault, it's between the vault and this. And
Yeah, so the vault, and then the vault's parking lot, then
Right.
there is a large green space owned by the village. Then there is a private property that has like an office building. The
Okay,
rear of that is
what we're talking
is what
about.
we're talking about. He's gonna pull up a picture. Actually, just type
I was gonna drive
Google
by there
Maps.
today and I just totally forgot. Whoosh. And how many spaces are available?
At that location, there's 25 spaces.
So then aren't we still short?
Yes, we needed a total
require
of 31
54?
spaces off-site. The total was 54. Again, the way the restaurant site is designed is based on a footprint that's kind of predetermined at this point. It will all depend on what an actual restaurant user needs, and that'll then require more or less parking. So in the initial concept that Mr. Goodman had submitted, it showed a requirement of 54 parking spaces, of which 23 were on-site and 31 were required to be located off-site. And
Yeah, so we could actually, in talking to the owner, potentially pave and mark for up to 50-something spots there.
Okay.
At this point, not knowing what the ultimate commercial commitment is, he's willing to give us whatever we want, but he said you can use these 25 on day one if you want.
Got it.
So just to show you, our property boundary is right here. The commercial entrance and exit will be right here. And this is the entrance to his parking facility. All of these parking spots and all of these parking spots can be used by us. That is, 30 plus. And then in the event, we need to collaborate with the city for more parking, we can work at some of the spaces here and here. Most of those buildings there are less than 50% occupied.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You see how quickly he was able to get that on the screen? That
I'm
dial loading
impressed.
is really working well tonight.
I'm impressed.
Good job, Mike. Okay, Sean?
No, we spent an awful lot of time talking about this when it came through initially. This adheres to what was approved by village board, so I got no additional comments.
All right, good, thank you. So, Ms. Rocha, in that the plan commissioners all received this evening this letter that is anonymous, it does become a part of the record as an anonymous submission to us?
no, it does not. It was asked to be shared with you just to bring to your attention certain items.
But it is something that the staff is aware of and the developer is aware of, and they'll be looking at that going forward?
Yes, we made the developer aware of it today itself because we received it today during the day. It was also emailed to the mayor, so we understand that the mayor is aware of it as well. But having said that, this is part of all of the engineering review that we are already doing. Our village engineer has already advised staff that these are typical issues that we have to look at. The developer is also aware that these are things that they would have to look at as well. So I think everyone is up to speed on the fact that these issues will need to be addressed prior to any permit being issued and earthwork beginning.
All right. So, any more comments, questions from the commission? No, I'm good. Okay. I won't go through the part about, we have yellow font, we've already talked about that, and that is already being addressed, and you're aware of that, so that's all good. So at this point then, no further deliberation needed. I would entertain a motion to have on application PZC 2026-01, entertain a motion to receive into the public record the staff review of compliance of this application for a final plan with the standards as presented by staff this evening, and to make these standards a part of the official record for the application, and recommend approval of the final plan for the waterfront at Lake Zurich.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please, Colleen.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Morrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Chairman Stratman.
Aye. So Derek, congratulations. You have the recommendation to go to the village board at the next meeting on March 2nd?
March 2nd, yes. We are preparing this application to go before the village board on the 2nd of March. We'll stay in touch before that and talk to you about the packet and everything.
Perfect. Thank
Alright.
you.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll go to our public hearing for this evening. I would entertain a motion to open the public hearing for the following application. Application PZC 2026-02 for a variation at 154 Oak Street.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please, Colleen.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Commissioner Morrison,
Aye.
Chairman Stratman.
Aye. So those wishing to speak at the public hearing will now be sworn in. This includes the applicant and their team members planning to present their applications. So would you please raise your right hand while I read a statement to swear you in? Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Would you please sign in the sheet at the podium and state your name and spelling it out if necessary, and state your address also for the record.
Sure.
All comments will be addressed to the PZC chair. Any members of the public wishing to comment will be invited one by one, but I see no one here this evening.
If you'd like to skip that, you could skip
Yeah.
that.
So you'll be given the opportunity to present your application, and then after that, we'll ask you questions. And after the questions have been addressed, if there's any more public testimony, we'll receive that. And then the PCC commissioners' comments or additional questions can ensue. After all persons are given the opportunity to speak or submit their testimony, the hearing will be continued if necessary or closed, and the PCC will then move into deliberation. The applicant may be given the opportunity to respond to questions posed by either members of the PCC or village staff during deliberation. However, no more formal testimony will be taken after the hearing is closed unless the chair decides otherwise. Once all deliberation has ended, the PCC will vote on a recommendation to the village board on this matter. So, an application PZC 2026-02 for 154 Oak Street. It's an application for a variation to allow for the construction of a 6-foot-high fence within a corner side yard setback in the R5 single-family residential district. Staff, can you confirm that proper notice was provided for the item?
Yes, Mr. Chairman?
Thank you. And can you introduce the applicant?
Yes, this is Mr. Daniel Winsauer. He's representing the applicant Patrick Wielgo of SV Estates LLC.
Go ahead and
Correct. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the commission. To reiterate, my name is Daniel Winsauer. I'm here requesting the variation for a 6-foot fence within the corner side yard setback in the R5 district. We've submitted all required documentation, and the staff report outlines the findings under section 917.4 and recommends approval of the request. We believe the report accurately reflects that this is a low-impact fence intended for privacy and safety, consistent with the character of the neighborhood and the purpose of the code. We respectfully ask that the commission uphold the recommendation in the staff report. Thank you for your time and consideration.
All right, Daniel, thank you. And as we mentioned in the first applicant this evening, but I don't know that you had opportunity to hear it before, the staff gives us their comments of review of your item. If everything's good, their comments are in green. If there's a concern or question about it, it's in yellow. If there's a major conflict, their comments are in red. You have no red, you do have some yellow. And the yellow is, simply explained, that there are other options available. It could be a lower fence, but the lower fence doesn't meet your purpose, right?
Correct.
So that's why they're saying even though that is an option, it's not a viable option for what you need. So therefore, they're still requesting in their recommendation that the commission consider your request favorably. So we'll start. Vlad, you had time to review the packet and
Yes, so I don't really have much. Were there any objections from anyone? Did you hear anybody objecting to the fence?
We have not received
Waivers.
any. In the staff response, as the chairman mentioned, there are some standards that are only partially met, but I believe the merits outweigh those concerns.
Yeah, no questions.
Thank you.
okay, Scott?
Was this gonna be, similar to what you can see in the background of these photos of the other, like just a regular wooden privacy fence?
6-foot wooden fence, 4x4 posts. Yes.
Okay, And how far out from, on the side yard? I couldn't see the drawing on that. From the side of the house, how far out towards Lions are they requesting?
It's going
think-
27 feet
27 feet out, okay.
and then running the length of the corner side.
Right. And so it is actually gonna be going kind of down that sloped area toward, because it's kind of elevated up off of Lions.
It is, but that grade is the right of way. So their
So-
actual lot line, it'll be above that.
Kind of at the ridge of that slope, okay, I got you.
Which is one of the reasons for the higher fence, because if we do a 3-foot fence on a grade or at the bottom of a grade,
And that's
it's
why
gonna
it
be
was-
canceled out partially.
Yep, that was part of the question, so.
Sure.
I think that's all I had right now.
So Daniel, your fence, the 80-foot across the back, that will be a 6-foot high as well as what's along Lions? So it'll be continuous? Okay. Yodi?
I didn't really have a question. In fact, I walked by there today, and I understand, obviously, you're right off of Lyons. But the invoice that you attached, I think the last part of the packet, it says a 5-foot fence, height 5 feet.
Yeah, I think
So
they
I'm
wanted
just-
a 6-foot fence, I think.
Oh, so this is the,
There are a couple of versions there, I
I
think.
mean, it's not, I mean, you know.
That was when they originally had come in for permit and we couldn't approve it. And then the real scope of work will be provided once they're approved for the
Got it,
6-foot
got it,
high
got it, got
fence.
it.
Correct.
So
We'll
this is
submit
just,
an updated permit application with the contractor's information and their scope.
And the correct height.
okay, all right. So this is more to lay out where it's gonna go and what it looks like and all that. Okay. I didn't really, otherwise,
All right. Sean?
I'm okay.
No, no questions.
No questions.
Just one comment, Mr. Chairman. We also wanted to ensure that the location of the fence from the house to the lot line was set back sufficiently from Oak Street in order not to block the view of traffic turning onto Oak Street. And that condition has also been met, so I just wanted to highlight that as well.
Okay. It's a good concern, thank you. Okay, any other comments, questions?
No.
Ready to move to deliberation? Sure. All right. Then I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing and move into deliberation.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please, Colleen.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Glowaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Commissioner Morrison,
Aye.
Chairman Stratman.
Aye. Any other comments? No. Then I would entertain a motion on application PZC 2026-02 to receive into the public record the staff review of compliance of this application with the zoning standards as presented by staff, and to receive the testimony presented by the applicant, by the PCC members and staff, and to make these standards and testimony a part of the official record for the application and findings of the PCC, and to recommend that the village board approve the application for the fence variation at 154 Oak Street.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please, Colleen.
Commissioner Morrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Glowaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Chairman Stratman.
Drum roll. I like to keep the excitement up. Aye. So unanimous recommendation will go to the village board and be in a meeting in,
Most likely March 2nd. We are preparing for that, but we will confirm in about a week. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
thank you, Daniel. Okay, staff report.
What's coming up? Don't tell them.
We received a application for a subdivision it's at 30 and 20 Misha Court, John Joswiak.
And we also have the final plan for the Springs at Lake Zurich, which is the Regal property being developed by Continental Properties. They submitted their final plan, which is under review right now, but we hope that it'll be ready to come before you in March.
Okay, great.
We have 2 applications thus far.
Okay, I don't think we have any public comment this evening, but you have a comment for me. Thank you for the updates
No public.
from December and from January. I want to thank you because Antonio's not here. I'm sure if he was here, he would thank you for those.
And some refreshments.
Okay, good. So no other business? I'm going to enter, oh, go ahead.
I was just curious if there's any updates, just because people ask all the time, on the deli that's supposed to be going in.
I think Mr. Dubner would be able to answer that.
Seriously?
You'll have to listen to me this way.
Oh, it just came on.
Done.
It
Ah,
came
there
on,
you go.
perfect, lovely. Thank you for that question. We do hear that question a lot. They did receive temporary occupancy recently, and we have issued them a liquor license. The license has been paid for, and I know that they went to the state of Illinois to apply for the reciprocal license from the state for a liquor retailer as part of a restaurant. That's all we know. So the ball is really in their court. I know they're actively hiring staff. So Andy's Kitchen will open hopefully soon, but we're hearing all the right noises. They're making all the right moves. And I think it's just the timing now to bring staff on board, provide some training, and all of those other things that go along with it. So that is the best news, or the only news that I can share with you.
It was promising
It was
to see a
promising.
design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah,
it
the sign's
was.
up.
And I have seen people going in and out and, you know, so,
They didn't plow
Yeah.
it.
no.
We heard January. We are now near the end of February, or definitely mid-February. So we're getting there. They're getting there.
And spring's right around the corner.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we're already in spring as of yesterday,
Yeah.
and then regress back to winter next week.
Well, thank you for that update. Okay. Anything else? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll, please, Colleen.
Commissioner Schultz,
Aye.
Commissioner Morrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Gloaz,
Aye.
Commissioner Kovacevic,
Aye.
Chairman Stratman.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Aye,
you,
aye.
good night.
Wonderful.